Hi guys, as you know that we are covering all the skills that we have or you have in your resume and how to prepare them like from your resume with AI, like with the help of AI. So we already covered machine learning and Python skills that was in my resume, that is in my resume. So as I am focusing on data scientist or like machine learning internships and jobs and interviews, so the two skills that we are already we have already covered, that is Python and machine learning. If you want to check out, you can check out in my previous videos. So today we are covering SQL questions, that is the most important skills for machine learning or data scientist or any other interview. So let's start with SQL basics. So I gave the prompt like ChatGPT, or you can give to any other tool that you prefer that is good for you. So I gave the prompt to ChatGPT that I want you to ask me every possible questions that in an interview can ask me, and it should be from SQL and database combined. So by this prompt, ChatGPT gave me the combination of SQL and database and theory and technical SQL queries questions. So let's see all the sections that ChatGPT gave me from SQL. So here's the first section. Let's start. The first section is SQL basics. The first question is, what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language, and it is used to interact with relational databases. It helps in retrieving, inserting, updating, and deleting data. So as you can see that we know that how to answer the SQL questions in very simple and straightforward answer. So if we remember the proper words and the terms that how we will explain SQL, if someone if interviewer can ask us, so we can give this answer straightforward. So you have to remember these type of questions. These are the basic ones. So but it is important to know that how you can explain it in your interview with proper terms and technical terms, so interview can see that you know what is you are saying. So let's go to the second questions, that is, what are the different type of SQL commands? So this is the important questions that an interview can ask you in an interview. So first is DDL, that is data definition language, in which we have create, alter, drop, truncate command. And the second one is DML, that is stands for data manipulation language, in which we have insert, update, delete. The third question is DQL, that is data query language, that in which we have select. Also you need to know that interview can ask you the cross questions from your answer. So there are famous questions like explain the difference between alter and drop, like delete and truncate. So you have to prepare these types of questions. Also you need to know that what you are saying and how you can answer the upcoming cross questions that interview can ask you. So always say what you know thoroughly. So we were on data query language, in which we have only the select command. The next one is DCL, that stands for data control language, in which we have grant, revoke. And last one is TCL, that stands for transaction control language, in we have commit, rollback, and save point. The next section we have is SQL queries and joins. So in which we have the questions, what are different types of joins in SQL. So we have inner join, that returns matching records from both the tables, and left join returns all records from the left table and matching ones from the right tables. In right join returns all records from the right table and matching ones from the left. And we have full outer join, in which it returns all records from both tables. Also we have self join. You can read that. Also I gave you I already said this thing in my previous video, that you do not need to remember or prepare the exact answer that ChatGPT is giving you. You have your notes in which you written all these things from basics. So prefer your notes because it is more handy to you, and you already you made those notes. So it is it will be very good if you answer your questions from your notes, not the from the ChatGPT. ChatGPT is good for how you can structure your answer and how you will speak in an interview. So it is good for that. But if you want to know the concept and want to know the simple and correct answer, please prefer your notes. Now the fourth question is, write and SQL queries to fetch all employees earning more than 50,000. So here is the command for that, that is select star from employees where salary is greater than 50,000. Now the fifth question is, what is the difference between where and having? So where is used before grouping and it filters individual rows, and having used after grouping, in which it filters group. So you can also prefer your notes for detailed information with examples also. So I recommend you that. Now the question number 6 is, write a query to find the second highest salary. So here is the this question is the very famous questions, and we have the different type of SQL queries, but this is the basic one. This is the first one that you can tell in your you can write in your interview, that is select max salary from employer where salary is less than that, and then you will say in the bracket select max salary from employees. Now the third section we have data normalization and design. So as you can see that ChatGPT gave me SQL and database both combined. So here is the question number 7 from that is, what is normalization and why is it important? So here's the small definition for normalization, that is, normalization is the process of organizing data to minimize redundancy and improve integrity. So this is the good definition that you can answer in your interview, because it has the technical terms and the perfect terms to say and define the definition of normalization. Also, you need to know what you are saying, what is integrity, what is redundancy. So you need to know that. Now the question number 8 here is explain different normal forms. So we have this table. In first NF we ensure atomicity and eliminate duplicate columns. In second NF we remove partial dependency. In third NF we remove transitive dependency. And in B, C and F, higher normalization for unique candidate key. So you need to know the if you prepare this question with the example, then you are ready to answer this question in an interview. I recommend you to read more about these 4 normal forms. Now the question number 9 is what is denormalization? So denormalization is the process of merging tables to improve read performance at the cost of redundancy. Question number 10 is how would you design a database for an online shopping system? So interview can ask you for different cases, for different type of questions. So here is one for online shopping system. So we can have the user table in which we define user ID, name, email and password. We can also have product tables in which we define product ID, name, price, stock, and then orders table in which we have order ID, user ID, total amount, and then the last one is order items tables and order ID, product ID, quantity. So you can answer this question according to your understanding at that of the time of interview, but it is also recommended that you need to know that you can face these types of questions, so be prepared before the interview. Also, interview can ask you from this question a cross question, what you will make the primary key and foreign key, so you need to know that also. Next section is indexing and performance optimization. What is an index in SQL? An index speeds up searches by maintaining an ordered structure of the data. What are the type of indexes? We have primary indexes that automatically created for primary keys, unique index that prevents duplicate values, clustered index that sorts the table rows physically. Then the next one is non-clustered index that creates a logical ordering of rows. Question number 13 is we have how would you optimize a slow query? So we have these these 5 ways that you can optimize your slow SQL queries. So use indexes on frequently searched columns. Avoid select star that is used for all. You can fetch only required columns. So you can mention the specific column in which you are retrieving your query. And the next one is optimize joins by indexing foreign keys. Next one is use explain plan to analyze performance. I don't know what is explain plan. You can search that. I will also search that after this video. Now the next one is avoid nested queries and prefer joins. Fifth section we have is transactions and asset properties. So what are asset properties? This is also the important questions from DBMS section. So first one is atomicity, that is all changes occurs or none at all. And C is for consistency, in which database remains valid after transaction. Then we have isolation. I stands for isolation, that in which transactions don't interfere with each other. Then we have durability. D stands for durability, in which it changes persist even after failures. So you can also understand this answer by example. So there is one famous example with banking or payment system. So you can also refer that. Now the question number 15 is what is difference between commit and rollback? So commit saves changes permanently and rollback reverts uncommitted changes. Question number 16 is what is a deadlock? How do you prevent it? A deadlock occurs when 2 transactions wait for each other indefinitely. So for infinite time. And how we can prevent it? We can prevent it using timeouts, order locking and avoiding long transactions. Next section we have stored procedures, triggers and views. What is stored procedure? A stored procedure is a pre-compiled SQL query stored in the database for reuse. And here is the example for that, that is create procedure, get all employees as begin, select from all employees and semicolon. So you can also remember this for good understanding of what is stored procedure. Now the next question we have is what is a trigger? A trigger is an automatic action that runs when a specific database event occurs. And here is the example for that. Create trigger after employee insert. After insert on employees for each row begin, insert into logs message values, no new employees added, and then end. Next question we have is what is a view in SQL? So from trigger and stored point, I need to know how to write these queries. Yes. Now the next question we have is what is a view in SQL? A view is a virtual table based on a SQL query. And here is how we can create view. Create view employee salaries as select name salary from employees where salary is greater than 50,000. Now the next question we have, next section we have is advanced SQL concepts. And the question number 20 from that is what is the difference between union and union all? So union removes duplicates and union all keeps duplicates. So these are the opposite ones. Now the question number 21 is, what is the difference between a primary key and a unique key? So primary key, like in primary key, null values are not allowed, but in unique keys, null values are allowed. In primary key, uniqueness, like it must be unique, primary key, and unique key must be unique. So these are like similar for this. Now primary key features, that is number per table, only 1. So in a table, the primary key should be 1, and in unique keys in one table, like unique keys are allowed if they are more than 1. Like we can say the multiple allowance of unique keys is allowed. Now the question number 22 is, what is a self join? A self join, so I was talking about in the like types of join. So here we can see that what is a self join. A self join joins a table to itself, like in which we have only one table. So here is how we can do the self join. So you can see the example here, like select e1.name e2.name as manager from employees e1, join employees e2 on e1.manager id equals to e2.id. So this is the like very famous question, and it is important. Now the question number 23 is, what is the difference between delete, truncate and drop? So here is the cross question. So delete removes specific rows in which where condition, like we write where condition. Truncate removes all rows but keeps table structure, and drop deletes the entire table and structure. So you can memorize this like in sequence. If we want to remove specific row, we will use delete. If we want to remove all the rows but we want to keep the structure of the table, then we will use truncate. And if we want to delete all the structure, like of the structure of the table and all the rows and data in it, then we will use the drop. Now the next section we have is NoSQL versus SQL. So what is the difference between SQL and NoSQL databases? So SQL have fixed schema, NoSQL is flexible, like NoSQL have flexible schema. SQL, like in scalability terms, it is vertical, and NoSQL is horizontal. SQL examples are MySQL and PostgreSQL, and NoSQL have like MongoDB and Cassandra. Question number 25 we have, when would you choose NoSQL over SQL? So this is the question that an interview can ask you for checking your knowledge of NoSQL and SQL. So you can say that use NoSQL for unstructured data and high scalability and real-time application like social media and IoT. So you can answer this question according to yourself. So this was the last question. So we covered 25 questions, and I think that this is the most important questions that you need to know if you want to clear your basics, and you need to prepare them before your interview, so you can answer like whatever question that interview can ask you from SQL and database. So this was for today. If you found this helpful, you can subscribe or like whatever you can do, and also you want to check out like how you can prepare from your resume, from your skills, like self-behavioral questions. So you can check out my previous videos in which I discussed about how you can use the AI tools to prepare for your interview. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and keep preparing for your interview. Bye. See you in the next video. Bye bye.